Europe's path to a green future has a problem. Its industry needs resources. This new lithium processing plant in Germany could be key to diversifying supplies. To get ahead in battery production, resources like lithium are crucial. But chemical processing into battery-grade materials is tricky. This refinery here in Germany will be the first of its kind in Europe, but the continent still remains largely dependent on China to source materials. China dominates refining of the alkali metal, and with it, the know-how for processing the material. But to break free of this dependence, Europe needs to build its own material supply chains. Here at AMG Lithium's Frankfurt laboratory, chemists constantly monitor and test the refining steps they're designed for processing lithium hydroxide. The scientists here have come up with ways to filter out contamination from the lithium the company will later refine on a larger scale. The processes here in the lab will later work one-to-one in the industrial process.
You press the material in here. Then the cylinder spins really fast. And as it rotates, the solution is forced out of the filter bag and only the dirt or the impurities remain. And my clean crystallized material stays in here. That's basically the process.
The Frankfurt-based chemical company has been building its experience in these refining steps for 5 years now. Understanding precisely how each step works will make it possible for the scientists here to build out capacity away from the lab. Spodumene rock from a mine in Brazil sits at the beginning of AMG Lithium's processing chain. In Brazil, it's ground up and processed.
And in the first phase, we shipped this spodumene concentrate, is the name for it, to China. And the reason for this is simply because there is no other conversion plant who is able to use this material at this moment. And then we get back from China technical intermediate into Bitterfeld, where we do the refining to the final battery grade.
Bitterfeld-Wolfen, a chemical industry town in Germany's east. A location AMG picked to set up its industrial production, with space to expand the initial capacity 5 times. They're still setting up shop here in what may become Europe's largest lithium refinery, where they're expecting to refine 20,000 tons of lithium hydroxide per year in the first phase. But as prices for the product crashed recently, investments are tough.
People are very, very cautious putting money into lithium projects at this point. Because with the current price level, it's very hard to make an investment case, actually.
The plant here received some public subsidies, and European governments pledged more money for building up the critical minerals sector. Recently, the European Union's Critical Raw Materials Act came into force, aiming to eliminate dependence in material supply chains. It sets targets for 2030 that 10% of materials should be mined in the EU, 40% refined within the bloc, and 15% recycled here. In total, no more than 65% of a single material should be sourced from one country alone. But despite the buildup of refining capacities, the amount of money pledged doesn't yet match the need.
If we put these funds in perspective, for lithium alone, you're looking at like a mid-single-digit billion euros of investment needed just to meet EU's 2030 target.
AMG's lithium refining plant in Germany is expected to make a dent in reaching those goals. They are starting to turn the tables on global materials supply chains. But they won't be able to walk it alone.